Hey guys, I'm Josh.
I'm Jordan with PDQ.com.
With that, should we get started in this Q&A?
Well, I'm just sure, is Jon Favreau in that movie, is he the one that is bad at stuff till he gets really angry? He gets angry often because...
I don't remember. I'm still just flattered that he compared me to Keanu Reeves.
That's
like,
fair.
I'm just shocked.
Yeah, you definitely came out the winner on this one.
I did.
So, yeah, send in your questions, because we're out of questions. You're going to get banter between me and Josh, and nobody wants that.
It's not very good. So let's get some questions.
All right, hold that. All right.
Ooh,
all right, so we're going to get banter.
Yeah, more banter because...
oh, you guys are so lucky today to get banter between Jordan and I.
We lost our question.
All right. So I guess if we're going into the replacements, first of all, congratulations on Keanu Reeves. That's a real win for you.
Hey, never mind.
Oh, we're back.
Great.
But still, congratulations.
I'm still
All right,
happy
guys,
with
first
that.
question of the day. Hi, I would like to know if I can use PDQ to reboot multiple PCs by schedule. Thanks, singing in the rain.
All right. The very quick answer is yes.
Yes.
There's a couple of options. You can either have it a schedule that points to a specific organization or group, or a collection. There we go. That's the PDQ term.
Yeah, should we maybe show this
All right.
as a schedule? There is a gotcha on this that we kind of see come up all of the time. And that's the schedule option. So we can show that on the schedule options, and it's stop deploying to targets once they succeed. In most cases, people want to reboot, computers every single week or nightly. You can see it's kind of checked right there if you can highlight it.
Oh, I've still got my straight lines.
That's right, good enough. Once that's checked, the schedule won't process again on that target once it's had a successful deployment, unless the attached package changes or the target history is cleared.
Yep.
So if you want your reboot to happen all of the time, regardless of the previous outcome, you want to go ahead and uncheck that box.
Yeah, and then the other option is you can have it point to everything, or you can just point it to a specific collection in inventory. So if you have one where, I think we have one pre-built that says needs reboot.
That would be an ideal one.
Yeah, you could point it to that one, and then it will just run on there on whatever schedule you take it. There they are.
So, hope that answers the question. Do you have another one, maybe?
We do. All right, guys. Any plans to add some grouping /sorting /headers to the report functionality? Example, PCs grouped by ADOU. Thanks, Tara D.
Hey, Tara, I think we can do this already, depending on the report you have built, can't we?
I think so. Let's
let's pull up a report while we do this. While it runs.
Fast. There we go.
Okay.
So we're just going to go. We're going to run just applications.
Application sounds great, because you can group off of anything that you've got defined in this report. Oh, we're already grouped.
Okay, so
right now we're grouped on, it looks like, application name.
Application, yeah. So you just right-click. You have the ungroup and hide group there, so you can just ungroup by name. This is where the report would have run when you first did it, and then just whatever you want to group by. Just right-click on the header, and you can come to group by this column.
Yep. So then we've got grouped by the computer, Allen Rails, and these are the applications on Allen. And we can kind of bounce down. We can see, group on and OU if that's one of the columns you're showing.
And so I guess the question was, is it the way to have it specifically grouped when you run the report? I don't know, but it definitely saved that time. So
yeah.
So perhaps I guess you give it a try, and we'll see if that works for you on default.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We got another one?
Ready for another one? All right. Any serious plans to integrate Windows update patching right in PDQ so it handles all the updates to phase out WSUS? Thanks, guys. Ken.
There's some ways that you can do this now.
Yeah.
They're not pretty. There's a blog post out there that you can find that is, using PDQ to replace WSUS. It does take a whole lot of work on your end to build those packages.
Yeah.
What I would actually suggest is maybe letting WSUS run, because they're kind of better together.
Yeah, it's one of those. WSUS works.
Yeah.
And works pretty well, so we're not really gung-ho to make a full replacement. It was just something we thought we could work well with it.
Yeah, you could use packages like the WAU CLT, like check-in or detect now, and you could kind of force deploy to have machines kind of prod at WSUS. One of the things that I hear people say that they don't like about WSUS is the reporting. What machines have what patch level. Yeah. So that's kind of where they're better together, where you can look at inventory and you can pull those reports for what hotfixes actually got applied.
Yeah.
and then you can use kind of WSUS to push some of those out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do have the cumulative updates in deploy.
Yeah, so it's kind of a interim step. I don't know if there's any plans to do, like, just to try to compete completely with WSS right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that's good.
All right, guys. Question here. What's been going on with the package library? I still have one auto download that refuses to approve. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, the name on this is perfect for your joke. I don't think you get a better tee up better than that.
Yeah, we've been joking all week that we had the problem with the package library, so they sent out basically the equivalents of Michael Scott to stand in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So we did have problems with package library. We've been working on the permanent solution. We had, I'm not sure exactly which package or auto download that failed, but we had some where while we were troubleshooting, we pulled and reposted a couple of times, which kind of throws that out. For that one, if we refuse to approve, I believe the next time it updates, it should go away for you.
It does. The few that I've seen come into support, Scott, and if you haven't written into support on this, I would encourage you to do so. Some of the things that we saw when in situations like this is you kind of have to delete that package all the way out of the console, and that includes when you do that, you're going to have to reset up anything you've got it nested in and schedules. It's kind of a lot of work there, but it's basically what has to happen unless you want to wait for that next approval window.
Yeah, it's just, and I don't think it happened to all of them, but there are some where we had to.
There were the few that we
times.
tested, during the and apologies for that.
Sorry
that is
about
a lot
that.
of work.
That was not our finest.
Great on our dev team, though.
Yes, they put in a lot of hours to get that back up.
They did.
All right, guys. Any way to exclude machines from inventory AdSync, not by OU, but by machine name? Steve C.
I think the short answer for that one is no.
No, I mean, unless the only way I could think of it by machine name is if you use that kind of sorting for OUs in your domain. But I don't think that's what you're looking for. It's
include OU and exclude OU. Those are kind of
really
the two options there, Steve. Sorry.
It looks like Colby's.
Ooh, but Colby's perked up.
I know you can do group. So if you put your, or at least I think you can do group. It's been a while. So I think if you put the group computers you want to exclude in a group, you could do it that way.
Yeah, but that's still not computer. We're getting close for you there, Steve. But I don't think we're by name. Say not this computer.
You'd have to do a lot of group management. You'd have to have almost like a group policy that assigns that group based on name, which is.
You could use target filters
complex.
as well, though. But target filters, like let's say we get it into our console and we want to use a target filter, that may be something that you could use that so that a deployment doesn't run on that or something like that. If that's more what you're going after, that's in preferences. If you have it in the console but you don't want anything to actually happen to that machine.
Yep.
All right. Any serious plans to integrate Windows update patching right in PDQ so it handles all the updates to phase out WSUS?
I believe we have
Basically just answered that one, yeah.
I think we did.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe hit that
All right,
rewind
we
button.
got another one then. Okay, the next one is there a way to select multiple past deployments in the All Deployments window to create a new nested package? Billy Z.
I don't know.
I've never tried
Should we
that.
look at it?
Let's take a
I don't
look.
think I've ever tried that. All right, so we're in all deployments. We want to select a bunch of these and then make a nested deployment.
So you can select multiple deployments, but that's just what they deploy to. That's not the package itself. So they're looking to from this one create multiple nested. I don't think we can do that one.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, so you can select multiple deployments, but then it's going to grab all the computers from that, not so much the packages that you're deploying.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the output of what happened. You can go to the package, but it's not going to create one for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do another one.
All right. How can I simply see deployments that are currently deploying? With heartbeat triggers, all deployments is cluttered. Kathleen F.
Well, I mean, the all deployments is going to be your place there. You can get to that via the database. You can run queries to see what's running, but living in the kind of in the GUI here, you're limited to the all deployments. Especially with schedules, you might be able to see the animation on them,
Yeah, the what do we call it? The swirly do.
The swirly do.
The swirly do on that. But yeah, as far as like, I don't think there's a particular field to let you know if there's certainly something running.
No, there's not. Yeah.
Alrighty. Why we got a Star Wars question that slipped through the cracks here.
Yes.
Why did Galen tell everyone they needed to steal the plans to the Death Star instead of just sending them the plans? Guys, Paul, why?
Oh, Paul, that is the most difficult question we've had.
All right, because the movie had to be longer so they could make more money.
That's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. That is probably the best answer.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got one from Gandalf. I'm excited.
We got an agent question from Gandalf here.
Gandalf.
With the agent, I can scan external computers, but I cannot deploy exceeding timeout. What am I missing? Gandalf the Grey.
Well, Gandalf, I have a question for you. Are you deploying from the package library, or are you deploying a custom package? My next question to you would be, are you using a local account, or are you trying to use a domain account? Those would be two things I look at. You want to use a local account on those target machines for when they're external, and the agent is kind of tied down to the package library for packages.
Where he can scan if you're deploying, there's the checkbox to say use inventory credentials, so you know the credentials are correct. But other than that, agent is in beta, and we are seeing some issues like that. We did set a process in place that we're hoping would trim some of that down. So I'm wondering if you're having any better luck over the last 2 weeks or so? Or?
Yeah, and I wonder if Gandalf has been using the package library or trying to deploy packages to those external agents while we've been having problems with the package library. If so, those are they're gonna bleed into each other, and they're both gonna suffer there. So now that things are stabilized, maybe give it another shot.
It's a lot of information to not make you feel better.
Yeah.
All right. A recent Windows 10 hotfix is bricking our machines. Can we use PDQ to uninstall the hotfix before our machines reboot? Cold mute.
Yes. Absolutely yes. Why don't we dive into inventory if you don't mind, Jordan? I'll let you drive. And we can pick a machine, and we can pick a.
I'm trying to remember which one Lex said we can't use.
I think he said don't use Rick. So don't use Rick. Pick somebody else.
We'll just go noob.
Noob sounds great.
We don't want to.
Yeah, we'll pick a machine here, and we can go to hotfixes, and we can see what's applied to this machine. So these are what they're here. This is what they're installed on. Now, what we can do is we can identify the machines that have it by building a collection for these.
Collection just by that.
Just by the hotfix name. By that's probably the best. All hotfix name equals the hotfix. Then we've identified our machines. Now at this point, it's just either command or PowerShell syntax we want to use to remove it.
Yeah, I don't have the exact command for doing that removable, but I'm sure it's built in there.
I think PowerShell was probably going to be the better bet for this. I mean, we could fumble through Google. I don't remember the syntax either, but there are ways to remove that. You can use WSUS, but I don't remember I think it's maybe WSUS uninstall. Don't quote me for command line and to remove those.
Usually, on a scan, the hotfixes will show up before a reboot. I don't think it's required. But we have no way to prevent a reboot on all your machines until you get what you're looking for. So
it's going to be an identify those machines with a collection. You can use that collection to then target, and then you can remove that KB where you can before it causes any more chaos.
Any good way to get emailed on Windows updates for specific OS versions? 2016 gets week 3 out of 4 patches, not on a set day. Thanks, guys. Ben.
Ben, you can actually follow us when we post things into the library.
Yeah, we post that on our website, and I believe we also...
There's a Twitter feed for it as well. It's at Package Library. We post to Reddit. I think it's PDQ Deploy, I think. Isn't that right, JJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then on the support site, you can follow the package library, and then that satisfies your need directly for an email.
Send email. And like I said, that we can't specify which particular ones, but you can get the ones you're looking for. Set up an email filter looking for, I guess, the exact... The title's not going to change other than the version.
The version. And that's just for the stuff that we put in there. As far as following anything that we might not do, something that's not an OS cumulative update, I don't know of a good way to check that,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sorry. You got something else there, guys?
Yeah. Are there any downsides to running a central server with deploy and inventory on a virtual machine? Thanks, Christopher.
Not that I think so. As long as the virtual machine has the specs required, the hardware it needs, then it shouldn't be a problem. I have my test environment built almost exclusively on those. I haven't had any different issues between my
I would
physical
actually
box.
prefer it. It's easier to make configuration changes, control configuration changes. In many cases, it's easier to back up as well. So I can't see any downsides to running it on a VM.
All right. Skype just refuses to download. All the others approved after the latest performance issue update. Maybe you can help me with this? Scott SSS SSSS.
Skype was. I do remember Skype. Skype is one of those.
The ones that we pulled out. So are you unable to download like a completely new one, or unable to have the auto download for the update? Is my question, I guess.
Yeah. Is this an approval or is this like a new download? If you download again, do you get the package?
If it's a new download, then we absolutely want to know about that.
Yes.
As soon as possible, please.
Something else to think about, the library service, it did change IPs. That's something we probably want to bring out to people's attention, especially
if you've whitelisted it or put it in
yeah,
there.
if you've whitelisted some of these things in your firewall, especially by IP, not DNS name, that could be something that you'd want to look at with the library service changing.
I'm glad you thought of that.
I did, yeah, hit me there.
Not until just now.
Nothing like putting somebody on the spot to make them think, right?
Yeah.
When do the latest or old pre-built collections update their version info? Once PDQ posts it or once I approve the download? Thanks, guys. Christopher Guest.
So the inventory collection, we update that as we're publishing the package. It's been a little bit different this last week, but that's the general thing. So the collection should update before you approve anything.
Yeah, and that's done for the entire collection library. That's not just for the package you have selected. The entire library is going to update. I think that runs every 2 hours, if I'm not wrong, is when your console is going to check in to get pull-down updates, and Colby's saying that I'm not wrong. Great.
You almost got him to use a word.
I did.
Is there a way for PDQ to easily deploy Windows 10 version updates? Example, upgrading from 1809 to 1903. Brian G.
Easily no.
Well, it's relative.
Well, yeah, so the problem is when you're doing that upgrade, there's a point where it just never checks back in.
Yeah.
With deploy, so it's hard to know when to pick that back
That
up.
runner just kind of dies, and deploy is unaware of what happened. We've got the runner there. We're doing work on that target machine, and all of a sudden the machine reboots to do a feature upgrade.
Yep.
That output is never given back to deploy, so from deploy's perspective, that machine just went offline. And it actually could have completed that upgrade.
Yeah. I think we do have a KB or a...
There's a bunch of forum posts.
A forum post about there that gives you the steps you need to do. So
Yep.
I don't know about easily. You can make it work, but the problem is it's just that
Yeah, and
upgrades it then never tells us it worked.
Yeah, it's something we can't really support directly either, just because we don't get that feedback from deploy. It's kind of from deploy's perspective, like you go in to pull in the power cord on that machine mid-deployment. We don't know what happened. So you can do it. It's not supported. The community has a few guides on how to do that.
So this is going to be a really short show unless we want to get back into Star Wars. But we've got, I think, 2 more questions.
Oh,
So if you want to throw down, we still have... I know there's a 30-second delay, but get your questions in now. Because we still have more time.
Oh, no.
It could be more Star Wars questions. I'll try to do better.
You guys
than,
are also just killing it, answering them really fast.
Or we could stare
That's
blankly
true.
into the camera for 10 minutes.
Ooh, I'm really good at that.
Yeah, no,
Awkward pauses are just my forte.
I'm going to put a nix on that one. Here we go.
A completely cosmetic question, but any plans to allow further color customization for the interface? CJE.
I think it's been talked about.
Yeah, I think we just. I don't know enough about the roadmap to know if there's something in particular on there. I mean, it would make sense to, I guess, expand that out, but I don't know how high of a priority it is at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything on the roadmap.
Right? I mean, want to show people how to, I guess, change the color scheme.
Yeah, if you're unaware of it, why not? We got some time. Let's dive in there, show how we can at least change it.
Time.
Yeah. Oh, so that's preferences, interface.
And then just come to the theme, the default, and then the one that most people seem to like, the darker. Hopefully this doesn't
running
have
on a
lot
single
of
thread.
I know Chris hates this one because of the orange, but I personally like it.
Yeah. I like it as well. I tend to shy away from a lot of white, especially since I live in front of the computer so much. It kind of hurts my eyes.
Yeah, that's why I love the dark reader extension for Chrome and Firefox. Makes every web page dark.
Yes.
And works on most of them. Breaks some things occasionally.
It's pretty easy to change, but as far as further themes, I don't think we have anything planned for that one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Office 2013. All right.
That's a good thing.
We're ahead of the curve there.
What will cause a heartbeat schedule to start? Target PC has been online for 24 hours and has not triggered. Help. Wendy F.
So the heartbeat is if it sees it as offline at one point and the next time it checks in, it's online. So if it's been on for 24 hours, the heartbeat's never going to kick off on that one.
Yeah. So it is that machine going from an online state to offline and then back to online again. If inventory doesn't catch it, that trigger's not going to fire.
Yep.
I think those were our 2 questions. I hope you guys got some more.
I think so. Let's see here.
In here right now. So, any plans for PDQAAS? PDQ as a service with Microsoft InTune like service? Cooper.
I wouldn't say anything's out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anything that's been like, we're going to do this thing.
I don't know what we're allowed to discuss with this one.
Huh. Yeah. I don't know.
So, I guess I think we are looking at other options. I don't know where we are at that, and I just don't. I'm definitely not going to talk about that without knowing where we stand.
I don't know where we stand.
I don't think anybody
completely
does.
left in the dark, and maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, everyone that has the authority to openly speak about that is not here.
That is true.
Cue the Michael Scott moment.
All right.
Is that all we have?
No, we got a couple more. I just need to put them in.
Okay.
Okay, we got.
I hear the furious typing.
Jake has to manually type them in. So
Ooh, type faster.
while we're at it,
We could all just think about Jake typing.
As
fast as he
I've been
possibly
going
can.
back to the Galen one and trying to think of a
There we
good
go, that
answer. I don't.
all right, here we go.
Which one was that one?
The Star Wars question.
All right. Can you schedule reboots from inventory? Feature request? Anonymous coward.
I could think of a very, very roundabout way to do this,
Yeah.
but
Let's see what you got. This is a good chance to.
But would you
give it a
want
try.
to? You would schedule them from inventory? What do they mean by
Yeah,
schedule?
because there's no schedule.
Yeah.
So the schedule would have to come from deploy. You can have.
I'm trying to think of like the
You could
most
probably
likely-
kick something off with heartbeat schedule. Would you want to? Maybe.
Not if it's a reboot.
Oh, why not?
Why not? Exactly.
That sounds
Maybe.
brilliant. No, don't do that.
No, I feel like Lex is in the room right now. It's like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, I think that falls into a feature request to get scheduling. in
Yes, if you have
inventory like that.
a schedule just to do something based on. Yeah, I mean, just doing it based on collection. You can have a collection that meets the.
It's not exactly what
policy.
inventory is built for, though. If you
No.
want to do
Yeah.
schedules, use deploy.
Yeah,
So
it's
there's
kinda, just because you can make that that square peg fit into the round hole, probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Not everything's a nail. You don't need a big hammer.
Yeah, once we have the PowerShell scanner, you could do it with that, but I can foresee issues with that.
Oh, you can do. You'll be
Yeah.
able to do a lot of things with that,
You can do anything with it.
and
Oh, that's
it'll be a good and a bad thing. in
Yes,
a
it
lot
will.
of ways.
Yep, and then Matt said the way he basically goes about the same way is he has a custom field and then uses a schedule that checks in for a collection based on the custom field.
Oh, that's that's a good idea.
Let's take this question, and then Jake can get back to furiously typing.
All right.
What could cause a deployment that 100% happened doesn't show in a PC's deployments page in inventory? Help. Kathleen F.
This sounds like an integration issue between deploy and inventory. Kind of 100%. Deploy has to notify inventory of that. happening. I'd maybe look into your event log, see if you're seeing some integration timeout errors. If you are, hit us up in support. Something else that could happen is if maybe you deployed to that machine by IP. I could see that maybe causing it where inventory can't correlate that machine to an IP address to put it in that deployment history.
Yeah, I think even clearing the history from your schedule and deploy is not going to impact.
Yeah, it's not going to keep it in there. Some other things to look at is the cleanup options here in inventory, because it might just be the cleanup purging it. If we go to preferences here and go to PDQ deploy, if you've got this cleanup option checked, which I think everyone should, it's kind of keeping a clean house. Maybe this is cleaning up those deployments so you don't see them and you don't have the same settings in deploy. So you can see the deployment happen in PDQ deploy, but your cleanup in inventory is then wiping that off of that computer.
Yeah, and she says it was by name. So, I mean, if that's happening and you don't have the cleanup in there, that's definitely a bug that we would want to take. I would send that information into the support.
Yep. And then I just make sure that you're not running something like deploy in local mode and inventory in server mode, because that's going to cause that to fail.
And she did say she has some integration issues and had a ticket, so that's probably a good bet. So hopefully we can get the integration issues fixed for you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Anonymous Coward again. I often have to flush DNS on my PDQ Central server. What's up with that?
Sounds like you've got some stale DNS entries there. You might want to take a peek at some of our other DNS videos.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's a lot of settings of how often do you, I guess, delete stale records or.
Yeah, you have scavenging set up. Are you letting DHCP update those DNS records? Who's owning that client record? There is, I think, four videos that we've done on DNS specifically.
I think our product's going to just use whatever the DNS on that particular machine is. So it's not that we're checking the DNS ourselves. It reports on what's on the machine.
Yep.
So I definitely take a look at some of our DNS videos.
Yep. Anything else, guys? Any more questions?
Yep, we got a few more actually that have come in. Any plans to have the inventory agent install through a deploy step? It would help in new machine provisioning. Hopeful, Billy Z.
Billy, I think you can do this already, right, Colby?
It's not within the library. I think Colby wrote something on this.
Yep, you can, but it's broken in 17. I don't remember if we fixed it in 18 because it requires the generic config.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is a blog out there. But, yep, no issue in 17. Ooh, hold tight.
All right.
More banter.
So I guess
Why would only one DC in a large domain report as access denied to Service Manager? We are using the same DA account for all DCs. Neil Diamond.
Ooh, Neil, that is a loaded question.
Why would one domain?
One domain controller. All on the same site, different sites. Just because you've got DCs in a large domain, there could be different things going on with the different sites. Do you have different policy applied to them? Does it matter where your console's at? If you install a console on another machine, maybe in the same site as the DC that's failing, do you get the same error? That's probably a question that's going to require a whole lot more information about your domain setup, and it might be better to get that in writing.
Yeah, it's there's just, especially with a large domain, there's just way too many variables to hazard a good guess.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable even throwing anything out there other than maybe install a console on another machine in the same subnet or the same site as that failing one. See if you get the same error. That at least eliminates some variables.
Okay.
Is there a workaround to use the run command tool as the logged on user? Conjurer of cheap tricks, Gandalf the Grey.
Oh wow, he's just leaned into the Conjurer cheap trick. I thought he was denying before.
You can do it in deploy, Gandalf.
Yep.
It's a run as setting for a package. Let's see, deploy once. Any package that you've got built, you can change this and you can run as the logged on user. So you can do that there.
All right, and I think this is getting into stuff I'm not sure, but I believe version 19 of the product is going to have the ability on the command line to set the logged on user within the tool.
Cool. All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks for checking in with us so we could be awkward and get some questions.
Yeah, thanks for suffering through with us. Hope we answered some questions.
Yeah, I think good news next week. Everyone's back in the office, so we'll have the best of us
You don't
back.
have to freak out.
No more of the P Squad.
All right, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Ace.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining us on our PDQ A on this Thursday morning. Congrats to our swag winners, Wendy F., Brian G., and Scott SSSSSSS. Congrats on winning, guys. Just send your info to webcast@pdq.com, and we can get that sent out to you. Everybody enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.